Hi there, my name is Robert Dudzik, and today I want to talk to you about brand new Roli keyboard, Roli Seaboard RISE 2. Since the beginning, when first time I was introduced to Roli, and that was maybe about 10 years ago when I fly to the name show, I have a chance to experience the grand piano Roli, whatever the release, and this time with the big spinning circle at the start. And the day was when I just fell in love with this instrument. Shortly after this, a couple years later, I was attending to the ES in New York, and I saw on the display over there, they showed the little Roli Seaboard RISE, like 25 keys only, and the price was, I think, like $7.99 something. And they said, okay, that's the price range, that's no brainer, I will get this thing. A couple days later, I get this keyboard in my home, and I started playing, and I just freak out what I was able to do and the control with the sounds. And that was my first experience in the studio, having chance to playing with MPE format, what basically, I don't know if you know, but MPE stay for multi-polyphonic expression, and the name explains everything. Pretty much I was able to express myself the way how I'm playing my sounds, modify them, and basically my emotions, my feelings was able to control the depth of the sound and what I want to get. And at this point, the Roli came with the Equator 1, the original one, what was for me like a groundbreaking software. There was nothing else like this in the market on this moment. And that was my advantage to jump into business and starting creating sounds using the original Roli. And since there, you know, there was evolution of Roli when they come the Roli Blacks, what I stay heavy and I use it right now. And finally, about months ago, like months advance, early this year, I get a message directly from Roli, and they let me know that they come out with something new, and I will be interested to participating, testing this instrument and doing some feedback, do my videos and give maybe like my view, my overview of this instrument. I say, yeah, sure, you kidding me? Like, I love this instrument. That was no brainer. So first of all, I want to let you know then the keyboard looks almost identical like the original keyboard, like the original Roli what's come, except Roli this time they add the little threads on top the keywave to the black surface with what was basically silicone cover, and these threads help you right now when you play, give you guarantee you and the right note. There's no sliding over. You basically play every time single note, because you know when you play in Roli, when you move a little bit your finger to the left, to the right, the tone's starting changing. So this gives you guarantee you on the grid you play the correct notes, and it's very sensitive. So I will show you this in the moment in the video presentation, going some over the sounds and show you how I'm using the Roli. Another thing, the big upgrade for me what they did, it's USB-C connection right now and USB power, and of course you can connect by Bluetooth, was like the latest update of the Bluetooth, and works great. But me personally, because I'm using very heavily my Roli Seaboard, I constantly having basically connect directly to my system, because I can't just afford and getting notification you're getting low on battery. Even the lifetime battery and the new Roli Seaboard RISE 2, it's 8 hours, and it takes approximately about 3 hours to full charge. And of course, you know, they keep the sustained input, and on top, Roli keyboard Seaboard RISE 2 come with the dongle when you basically connect the regular MIDI connection. One more thing what I want to mention about Roli, it's kind of heavy. The keyboard, when you take from the box, first you will be thinking the chassis is made maybe of aluminum. I don't think so. It's pretty heavy. I think so it's steel or something, because the weight of this thing is like over 12 pounds. So it's like 5.5 kilo for European people. So it's pretty heavy, but it kind of making sense, because when you put this on the surface, and a lot of times when you play your sounds, when you do expression, you're actually moving your finger over the key, and you really don't want your keyboard to slide and keep moving. Otherwise, I know how they feel when I play drums, you know, when I have my bass drum and I kick. If I'm not secure, you know, bass drum up front, the bass drum or the hi-hat eventually gonna start moving from the force what I'm putting on them. So same thing with this thing. So it's pretty steady, pretty solid. So it feels very good, very solid. And I have to say the sensitivity of the keyboard when you touch the keys it's incredible. You don't have to press very hard to feel your expression. So it actually will take you maybe short time, but it will take some time to learning the sensitivity of the keys, because you will be able to control depth of the sound like you never before, and I will demonstrate you all of that. This is the brand new Roli Seaboard RISE 2. First, before we're going to start using this hardware, there's a couple steps you have to do. First of all, you have to somehow connect this thing, and you have two options. Actually three. You can either connect by Bluetooth, you can connect by USB-C cable, or you can connect by MIDI, what is actually the MIDI band. The dongle is provided with Roli. So when you open the box, it's inside. The next thing, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to register your instrument. So you can go to roli.com and register, and you'll probably install something like Roli Connect. And this is a great thing, because Roli Connect is going to keep you update with all your instruments, whatever, with your expansions. You can see all what you have registered inside. And also, great feature, it's Roli constantly releasing a lot of sound banks additional, and a very affordable price. And the sounds fantastic. They're really great with the Equator 2 engines. It just sounds phenomenal. So I highly recommend you go over there and check some of them, because you will just make your palette of the sounds way, way bigger. So the next thing, after a quick, you will be install Dashboard 2. And Dashboard, it's basically software. It's a connecting software between your Seaboard and your system, what basically showing you how everything is connected, the way you connect. If you're going and Bluetooth and you charge your battery, what I said before, it's charging lasts about 8 hours. You will constantly see right here on the screen then how much battery life you have. And of course, you can show you updates. And the most important thing, all right here, you will be able to assign all the controls to all your control pad, X, Y, Z pad, and these faders. And this is a good thing, because there's a lot of more companies coming with MPE ready instruments. Like example, like Contacts have already some library which come with the MPE sounds. So you will be able even adjust them to the way you want it, or program your own way, or just stick with the factory. But anyway, it's a good thing, and you will have this installed too. The next thing, of course, to starting at any of the sounds, you have to open Roli Equator, and you can even open the Equator to standalone, or you can open inside your DAW. I'm assuming a lot of you guys probably going to open inside the DAW, because this is what we're going to use to scoring composing. So let's go and add Equator 2 into my Cubase in the session. And first thing when you're going to come see, it's kind of like with little like a overview videos. And you can turn off this thing if you don't want to see, but in the beginning, I would highly recommend you go and check of them, because the videos are great and just very quickly give you overview what's going on inside the Equator engine, because it's massive. And to be honest with you, keep watching this constantly, because I always discover something new what I don't know, and it's a great feature that did this thing. So let's keep this thing for now, turn off. And another thing, right now you can resize this. It's actually fantastic, you know. So you can make the Equator size to fit your screen. Like I'm working the 4K, so I have a big, beautiful view, and I can see everything nice and clearly. So it's great to have it, you know. So right when you connect, you're gonna hear some sounds coming. And this is the first sounds what's come. But now, if you want to explore more sounds, all you have to do is just go right here and go to the presets and look at this. Equator 2 come with over 1,400 presets. There's a lot, plus all the expansions, what you can get installed. There's really huge collection. So right here you have like basically four dividers. You have your expansions, additional sound packs. You have all the category when you can search by genre, by MPE, and by the style instrument you're looking for. And right here you have all the description of the sound. And right here that you control right away to your XY pad and to your faders right here. So you can see what's going on. You can control this thing. So you have two categories to choose. You can choose even MPE. So the MPE, they're ready to play in the Seaboard RISE with the full expression, multiple polyphonic expression, or you can choose red one and the all standard. It means you can just play Seaboard RISE if you want to, with not worry about the expression, anything. And you can of course play them and any like control keyboard, like I'm using the native instrument control keyboard to control. And of course, look at this, when you play MPE, then it's gonna get the sounds, so but just you missing the expression. So anyway, I'll be play here, and you can choose if you wanted the original Equator sounds, or there's a lot, or you can go to the Equator too, or you can choose all of them, and there's a tons, how I say, over 1400 presets, there's a lot of stuff. And now you can go to sound packs, so you have only sounds from your sound packs, MPE. You can go to the factory, or you can go to the users. And users MPE, that's the sounds what I basically design using Equator. And I tell you something, I'm working right now on my signature sound pack for the Roli Equator. And all sounds will be based on my sounds recording combined with some of the waveforms, you know, from Equator or some other samples. It's basically made them very interesting. And I want to show you how they're sounding, so you're gonna see the power of this instrument. So let's start. Albert Orchestra. And let's go right here to the synth. And you see I add my samples right here and mix with some of the Roli samples, and they sound like this. They're pretty beefy. So it's a really great sound design tool. So one of the ways how I like to using this stuff, example, it's combine Equator 2 with other sample libraries. And like for this example, I will be using Symphonic Destruction from Heavyocity, my friends and Heavyocity. I really like what these guys did, Mango, with all the orchestral recordings, and I really believe this is like great combination. If you're a composer or sound designer, I highly recommend you to try mix them two together, and basically all you have to do is just add the MIDI channel, highlight both, and try and play two of them, and basically you can add so much expression to the sound. It's such a cool thing. So I want to show you a couple of different examples of the sounds what I'm working on, because this is what's coming, and I am just really excited about this thing. And this is, you know, you can tune off this thing. Different sounds when you see like I adjust all my samples, and again, if you just play my samples directly, there will be sound like. And of course, if you want to anything change to the sounds and you want to add, play with the effects, you can go right here. And you have all kind of effects, man. You can basically choose from different categories, you know. Let's add even delays, like, why not? So you can get crazy sounds. And again, watch, same patch from Symphonic Destruction. And this is one of them, that's just crazy sounds. And mix them together. So this is great if you're working like any score when you clear space, especially for like video games and you want to have like big textures. And you know, like a lot of music today, it's sounds that both pay very heavy bass on the sound design. So having Seaboard RISE 2 and having chance to apply your own sounds directly to this thing and modify and play them with other libraries, it's just gonna differentiate you from other composers, you know, and make you chance to put your own DNA and the sound and make this patch sound very unique, something what people will say, how do he did this thing? And you know, and it's very simple. I'm gonna show you one more patch, and before and after that I'm gonna show you how basically it's easy to import this stuff. So let's go right here, and you see this my difference wave, and again sounds like this. I have to say that keyboard with this thread, they're so sensitive. You really don't have to press hard. They're very sensitive when it comes to this thing. So you can see you can make really cool sounds, really cool scores, and it's basically with no time. I can just play. So I would highly recommend you to check this thing because it's very possible. So now it's very powerful instrument. So let's move right now, distraction and the right, and let's focus right now, like pick up like some of the factory sounds basically. And let's go to presets, and I'm gonna go to Cinematica, sound packs, and let's go right here. And let's pick up like sound like this. So now look at this. I can go right here, double click, and I'm gonna replace the sample with my sample. Let's like symbol hit, and it sounds like this. Let's make it louder. And let's go maybe add some delay. See? So you see, I can just add this very easily and go, and let's pick up different sounds from the guys. And when you combine them, you just go nuts and you can creating really cool. Oh, this is cool. You can combine both of them and you can creating very cool cinematic score with no time. You hear the glide sounds going morphing. There's no way you can do this in normal keyboard. So Roli Seaboard RISE will give you this chance to do it. So I highly recommend you to check out Roli Seaboard RISE because this is really powerful controller, and I know the future only looks bright for this instrument and they come in with the new sounds. So it's definitely worth a check. Now is the big question, should you get it or not? That really will be up to you, depends what you want to do. If you want to be a sound designer and you want to bring your sounds to the next level and experiment with them, make them more musical, playable, I think so Seaboard RISE will be able to help you with this thing, especially with the new Equator 2, and who knows what update they're going to do to the software. There's a lot of possibility, and I will really concern this thing. Or if you're a musician, and how you see if you want to add more expression and natural feel sometimes to use sample libraries, again, Seaboard RISE 2 will be able to help you achieve this too. Now, I know Equator is not the only one. Hybrid synthesizers what will be work with Seaboard RISE 2. That so many other companies already implement the MPE technology in the programming and coding of the softwares, and I know for a fact there's already sample libraries with the Contact, and I know the Contact 7 have built already MPE. So I know there will be more libraries come what you will be able to connect to Seaboard RISE 2 and play them and add the natural expression feeling. In the end, do I have any suggestions, wishes? Not suggestion, but maybe wish. I wish Roli will be designed some kind of drum pad, MIDI controlled drum pad using the MPE technology and the surface what they have right now, and having the chance maybe like 8 inches drum on your desk, so you will be able to play the drum with natural feeling, just like you basically play conga or dambek or bongos or any other ethnic instrument. You will be able to play just feel like regular drum. It means you can control the tension of the drum, and then when you play higher to the more to the edge, the pitch is getting higher or lower. And I think there will be great things, and lots of the composers will be appreciate having tool like this device right next to your desk, and adding when, especially when you overdub some of the sample library, overdub with something unique like this, that will be very helpful too. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.